The only item on today's order paper is questions addressed to the President.
Madam Speaker.
Yes, Honorable. Yes, Honorable.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I rise in terms of Rule 31, a point of privilege. Once more again, we are called upon in this House to be addressed by a person whom the highest court of the land has found him to have violated the Constitution.
Honorable Member, please take your seat.
Can you please listen to this
I
one
have not
first
even
before...
finished. Honorable Member, I have not even finished saying what is the order.
Madam Speaker, the order, the point that I rose on is Rule 31,
Honorable,
a point of privilege, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Member, please take your seat.
We request you, Madam Speaker, to explain to us
please take your
why Tutuzane's father is coming here to address us when actually the highest court of the land has found him to have violated the Constitution.
Member, you are out of order.
And you also with this House, you
Member,
are complicit, and the same judgment also
Member,
had an adverse finding against you and the Parliament.
I urge you to take your seat, Honorable Member. Honorable Members, it has been ruled before that in terms of the Constitution, the President is elected by Parliament and can also be removed from office by Parliament. This can be done in terms of either Section 89 or Section 102 of the Constitution. This House, Honorable Members, on the 8th of August, considered a motion of no confidence in the President. And as we all know, the motion did not succeed. There is therefore no basis in law or in terms of the rules for the President not to be allowed to speak in this House today, and for as long as he is the President of the Republic. I therefore really appeal, Honorable Members, that we proceed with the order, which is questions to the President.
Speaker.
And the first question has been asked by the Honorable, the Leader of the Opposition.
Speaker.
Honorable Sope.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Speaker, the Rule 31.2b is also speak about you, Speaker, that you must tell this Parliament that since President have violated the Constitution, his oath of office, the Parliament was expected to discipline him.
Honorable Sope, I have ruled on this matter, and I urge you to take your seat. No, Honorable Sope, I have ruled, and I urge you to take your seat.
Speaker, not today. We just want to get your engagement. Why don't you just take action against him because he have
Honorable Sope, I now am going to switch off your microphone.
But you are engaging, Speaker, in terms of the rules.
I am going to switch off your microphone. Honorable Members, the first question has been asked by the Honorable, the Leader of the Opposition. The Chair has the right to switch off the mic when an Honorable Member is not cooperating. I have ruled on the matter of the President and his right to speak in the House for as long as he is the President of the Republic, he has the right to come and answer questions in the House. I wonder.
Thank you. Speaker, you are out of order.
Honorable Malema, I have not given you a right to address
Yes,
me.
I'm rising on a point of order. Please don't abuse power.
What is the point of order?
You cannot switch off our mics. You can switch off her mic.
I will
but
switch
not
off
the
her
mic.
mic.
But you
And
switch off our mics
I
too.
have now switched on all your mics, and
Please,
I'm urging you to
please,
take your seat
don't abuse
so the
power.
president
Don't
can
abuse
answer
your
the
power,
questions.
please.
Point of order. Point of
Honorable-
order.
What's the point of order?
Speaker, can you please rule on this? I'm rising on a point of order. You are quoting the Constitution, where Section 89 explicitly say in subsection 1, a serious violation of the Constitution or law. There is a judgment by the Constitutional Court that Ubabaga Tutuzani has violated the Constitution.
Honorable
No,
Dozie.
last sentence, Speaker, last sentence. We wrote to you as the head of parliament that you must constitute disciplinary proceedings
Honorable
against
Dozie.
Ubabaga
Honorable
Tutuzani so that
Dozie.
he can be answerable for violating the Constitution.
Honorable
And you are
Dozie.
continuing to allow him to come here on the
Honorable
basis that
Dozie,
he's the
I'm
president.
not allowing you to deal with that particular matter here in this sitting, which is specific.
My last point.
The president to
But we
answer
wrote
questions.
to you, Speaker. We wrote
Honorable
to you.
Dozie, you don't deal
A
with that
motion
matter
of no
here.
confidence has nothing to do with Section 89, subsection 1. There is a ruling by the highest court in the land that Ubabaga Tutuzani has broken the law. You must do a disciplinary hearing so that he can come and answer.
Dozie,
And that is what we are asking.
Honorable
What is he
Dozie.
doing here
Honorable
before he
Dozie, I'm
goes
switching off
into a
your mic.
constitutional
I'm switching off your mic.
treatment?
Yes, honorable, point of order. What is the point of order? Lento yini?
I said,
It's off. Honorable
Honorable
Speaker.
Speaker.
Honorable Speaker.
There's a point of order
I've
here.
been standing even before Honorable Malema spoke.
It's okay, I'll come back to you. Honorable Deputy Chief Whip.
Honorable Speaker, thank you. In terms of Rule 140, today's sitting is about the questions to the President.
Indeed.
Which we agreed upon in the programming committee this morning by all of us sitting in this house. Yes, some of those people who are against this sitting today, they were not part of that meeting. So it was agreed by the majority of parties represented in this house that today is questions to the President. So we cannot be held at ransom by people
Order,
who
Chair.
doesn't recognize
Speaker,
the President.
order.
He's here
Speaker.
to deal with his
Speaker.
constitutional obligation to this house. I
Order,
thank you.
Speaker, I just want to say the
Honorable
Deputy
members,
Chief Whip of ANC was
Don't
not even there.
interrupt when another
She was
honorable
not
member
even
is
there
on
in
the
that
floor.
meeting. So she must not speak as if she was there in that meeting, Speaker. She was not in that meeting.
Honorable members, this is a session for the President to answer questions.
Speaker.
I appeal to honorable members to cooperate and let us proceed with this session for the President to answer the questions.
Speaker,
Because if not, I will have to ask you if you want to leave the session.
No, we don't want to leave. No.
Asifuna ukuhamba
Sizosebenza lana.
Speaker.
Asifuna ukuhamba sizosebenza.
Ubabaga Tutuzani suspended Muduma Nana.
I can't have
On
two
the
people
basis-
from the EFF talking at the same time.
I'm talking, Speaker.
So please,
Honorable Mududuzi Manana, who is honorable no more, was suspended by Ubabaga Tutuzani.
Honorable Dozie, I did not recognize
Mr.
you.
Zuma
Honorable
is
Carter,
worse. There's a constitutional court finding against
Honorable
him.
Ndlozi.
Why isn't he suspending himself?
Honorable Ndlozi, please
Why
take your
isn't he
seat.
suspending himself?
Take
Why
your
must we
seat,
sit
Honorable
here
Ndlozi.
and listen to Ubabaka Tutuzani on the basis,
Honorable Ndlozi.
Speaker?
Honorable Carter.
Honorable Speaker. Speaker,
Yes.
you have to look at your systems and the fairness of your procedures. If you, in exactly the same point as for Honorable Malema, you cannot, if Honorable Shlopi's mic is switched off, switch everyone's mic off throughout the House. That is unconstitutional. You cannot do that. You can switch the person's mic off that you warned about, but you cannot switch the mic off for everyone else.
Thank you very much, Honorable Carter. You are correct. And I'm asking the table staff to look into the issue of the mics. When I want to switch off one mic, it must be one mic that goes off. It must not disadvantage the whole House. So, honorable members,
Order, Speaker.
I now...
Order, Speaker.
What is the issue, Honorable Mbata?
No. I'm not Honorable Mbata. I'm
Who are
Honorable
you?
Khaula.
You are Honorable Kaula.
Khaula, thank you very much for recognizing me, Speaker. Speaker, the first two speakers raise a point of privilege, which is Rule 31. I want clarity. Are there rules that are suspended in the House? Because in terms of the rules, a member may rise and raise a point of privilege, and your duty is to listen to the point up to the end. Please advise us if there are certain rules in the House that have been suspended so that we may be advised. Thank you very much. Please rule on that.
Honorable member, I have ruled on that matter, which was raised by the very first person who got up on a point of order, and I made an immediate ruling on the matter, and I've announced it in the House, and I wish to proceed to ask the President to answer the question of the leader of the opposition.
On a point of privilege, Speaker.
Honorable Malema, I am not going to continue giving you an opportunity for a point of privilege, which in fact is about abusing this House.
Honorable Speaker, one of the things that you may have to come to terms with is that we have a right to speak here. And it doesn't matter whether you are irritated by our inputs or not. You must listen to us. And all we are asking is, we cannot have Duduzani's father
No, Honorable
coming to
Malema.
speak here
Honorable Malema,
after the Constitutional
Honorable
Court
Malema.
pronounced on him.
you have now abused even the right I'm giving you now by calling an honorable member in the House by a private reference. And I'm saying here you address other honorable members as honorable members. Honorable member at the back.
No, Speaker, I was still making my point.
No, honorable. No, I've said to you, take your seat.
I hope you are proud that every time you come here,
Honorable
Parliament
Speaker.
degenerates because of your crimes. I hope you are proud.
Honorable Speaker,
Yes, honorable member. Honorable member at the back.
thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to check if we can subject the Honorable President to a light detector test because his presidency is like a crime in progress, and I don't want to be part of a
Honorable,
president
Honorable
who is not
Showama.
willing to abide by our constitution.
Honorable Showama,
Honorable Speaker,
please take a seat. Take your seat, Honorable Showama.
On a point of order, Speaker.
Honorable Ntlangwini, I was hoping for better from you.
No, it's because of that
I was
conference,
hoping for
Speaker.
better from you.
It's because of that
Since you
woman
were
conference.
sitting here
No, Speaker.
day before yesterday.
Speaker,
I expected
don't
much
patronize
better
me,
from
Speaker.
you.
It's because of that conference, woman conference, we can't be addressed by a rapist. It's because of that woman
Honorable
conference,
Ntlangwini.
Speaker. We can't be
Honorable
addressed by
Ntlangwini.
a person that
You
raped
must
woman.
withdraw that immediately.
No, he must go.
No, you must
He must go. We
immediately
can't be
withdraw
addressed by
that.
him.
Honorable Ntlangwini,
Yes, Speaker.
You must say what you want to say in the right and the correct form, and you know that. You don't stand in the house and just throw an insult, which in fact just amounts to you abusing another honorable member.
That's not
If you
abusing
want
us,
to
Speaker.
put to us a wrong that has been done by anyone who is here, please do it in the correct form. You know that you must put it in the form of a substantive motion. You can't just stand up and think that because you are in the house, you can say anything to anybody.
Okay, I withdraw.
Thank you.
But now can I speak my point, Speaker?
What is your point?
My point is we can't be addressed by the father of Tutuzani.
No,
You have
honorable
no
member.
respect for the Constitution,
No, honorable
Speaker.
Tlangwini. You don't
be
do it
abused
that
by
way.
that man, Speaker. He must leave.
No.
He can't address us here.
Honorable Tlangwini, take your seat. Honorable members, I now recognize
Speaker.
Honorable Chauke.
Speaker. Honorable Speaker.
I'm recognizing
I was
Honorable
before-
Chauke.
I was before Chau.
No, Honorable Mbata.
Speaker.
Chauke.
Speaker, I thought that you'll be able to make a very strong ruling regarding this address to the president as the father of Tutuzani. I thought that you'll have to give protection to the president, Speaker, because it cannot be, Speaker, that we then reduce the president's office to the extent that even the insults that are coming to the president. From the ANC side, we're taking serious exception of this, Speaker, and we want you to make a ruling of those who are disrupting the House. If they want to be in the House, they must really adhere to the rules. And we proceed in that fashion, Speaker, because we cannot take it anymore, that we must allow these insults that are coming to the president, and it becomes normal. You have to make a ruling on that.
Thanks, Honorable.
No, you're out of
Chauke.
order. If
Thank
you
you.
work for your family,
Order,
you will be
order.
called to Tutuzani's father.
No,
he has
Honorable
abdicated
Malema.
his responsibility of being the father of the nation.
Honorable
because
Malema.
he's feeding his family. We
Honorable
must stop
member, you
feeding
are
his
out of
family.
order.
Order, Speaker.
Honorable Malema.
Order, Speaker.
I want to make
Order,
a
Speaker.
ruling. I want to make the ruling here, as raised by Honorable Chauke. Honorable members, the rules of parliament are in principle designed to foster the free exchange of ideas and meaningful debate, and to ensure that the dignity and decorum of the House is maintained. Without due decorum, this House would be unable to conduct its business and serve the people's interests. In this regard, there are a number of rules and conventions relating to how members should refer to one another, and specifically that they should address each other in a respectful manner. Moreover, I must remind members that they are here in their official capacity as elected representatives and not as head of a particular household or as a relation to another individual. So, honorable members, we are here in our particular capacities as members of parliament. In fact, I remember Honorable Floyd Shibambu emphasizing that point. Based on these principles, I am of the view that it is not in order to refer to the president or any other member in their personal capacity. In the House, members should refer to each other as honorable or by their title. I therefore urge members to address each other in line with the rules and practices of this House.
Speaker, let us put on the record, Speaker, we reject that Eurocentric ruling that promotes European culture in a South African parliament. It is very much respectful within our culture to refer to you, Njengo Mama Gabanban. At least I'm not saying Baleka, or I'm not saying Mbete. We're not saying Zuma. We're saying Babaga Tutuzani. In our culture, that is respectful. But we want to register that is precisely what he is. He is Ubaba unless he wants to reject his son.
Order.
You want to abandon your son when you come here. That is who he serves. That is who he is here to protect. So we must reject that ruling of yours as
Order, Rosie. Order, Honorable Rosie. Order. You had no right to scream everything that you've just been saying.
Don't confuse
Honorable
screaming with passion,
Sheikh Imam.
Speaker. It's passion, it's not screaming. I promise you, you heard everything I said.
I have not recognized
It's passion,
you,
it's also African.
I have not recognized you. I'm recognizing Honorable Sheikh Imam.
Madam Speaker, we have come here for a specific reason, and that is to get responses from the President. Number two, Madam President, there are millions of people internationally and locally that are waiting to hear the responses of the President. May I urge you, Madam President, to exercise your right in terms of the rules and bring decorum and dignity back to the House. Thank you.
Point of order, Sihlalo ngaphambili.
Thank you, Speaker.
Mamukhawula ngicela uhlale phansi ma.
Ake sihloniphane. Izwe lethu leli.
Ngicela lokho nami ukuthi sihloniphane.
Le ndoda la ihambe la isadingeki. Nenyanya isayifuni la.
Akukona ukuhlonipha lokho.
Ayiphume le ndoda.
Akukona ukuhlonipha lokho mama
Ubaba kaDuduzane uyahlonishwa.
Ngicela uhlale phansi mama.
Hayi akahambe.
Ngicela uhlale phansi.
Asamdingi.
Ngicela uzihloniphe wena qala. The Honorable, the Chief Whip.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise on a point of order 92 in relation to the abuse of Rule 31. First, Honorable Speaker, let's read Rule 31 so that the audience out there understands what Rule 31 has to do. Rule 31 says, a member who wishes to raise a perceived breach of privilege must report it to the Speaker without delay, first of all. And two, if the alleged breach of privilege is in the Speaker's opinion adequately substantiated and may affect a sitting of the House on the day on which the question of privilege is reported or in the immediate future, the Speaker may, with due regard to the provisions of the Powers and Privileges Act, 1, make an immediate ruling on the matter and announce it in the House. Or B, provide the member with an opportunity during the sitting to move an urgent motion without notice in terms of rules 123, 1B, and 127. If the alleged breach of privilege does not directly affect a sitting of the House in the immediate future, the Speaker must refer the matter to the Powers and Privileges Committee and inform the House accordingly, either immediately or at the earliest. We therefore move, Speaker, that we are here
rising on Rule 82.
On Rule 140. And the business of this House is to receive response to the questions that have been directed to the President. That is the business of the House. Any of the matters that have been raised as matters of privilege, there is no matter of privilege that has been raised that precedes or that needs to nullify Rule 140 that empowers this House to receive answers to the questions that have been directed to the President. I so move, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members.
Honorable Speaker.
That point of order is sustained, and honorable members, we have now taken points of order.
Honorable Speaker.
And I now proceed to questions.
On a point of order, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Malema, I am not taking any more points of order.
Honorable Speaker, you are abusing your power because
I am not taking any more
your ruling
orders.
is wrong because when you call the president you say to him Baba all the time. When president is here, you call him Baba.
No,
when we say Babas, you say Baba all the time. You say Baba. You are not consistent. You are abusing power. There's nothing wrong with Baba.
If you do not want to take your seat and cooperate so that this House can proceed with this business, I am going to give you the opportunity to exercise the right to leave the House.
Point of order, Speaker.
Ansatati point of order, sis.
No, point of
I'm
order.
now
Based on what the
proceeding.
chief whip have said.
We have spent 30
He's looking
minutes.
for suspending.
We have spent 30 minutes on points of order.
No, Speaker,
That in fact was furious. I am now
usiphendule so makangathi siyam-abuser u-point 31 asim-abuse sifuna impendulo.
I am now
Le letter esikubhalele
proceeding.
yona ukubana ngabathatha utata kaDuduzane
You are now
umse
speaking
eqongeni
without my
le-hearing.
permission. I now call upon the president to
Point of
answer
order,
the
Speaker.
questions.
Speaker, point of order.
Cha. Ngithe ama point of order
You
aphelile manje.
continue to violate the constitution
Cha.
by allowing this Babau Duduzane to come here and speak. This is the man who failed
I'm
to
going
respect
to
the
now
constitution.
ask.
No, wait.
I'm going to ask the sergeant at arms to allow you to go out. To assist you to go out.
Honorable Speaker, you didn't warn her. You must warn her first. Warn her first. You can't call Sergeant at Arms as a first act. Warn her first. You cannot abuse power like that. Otherwise, we are taking you on review. You are acting unconstitutionally. You must warn her first. You cannot just call Sergeant at Arms as a first act. Warn her first and see if she's not cooperative. She's even sitting down now. There is no need for Sergeant at Arms. Come here, Papa Duduzane, come.
Honorable members, honorable members, I have said I am done with points of order. I'm done. So you are all warned that we have finished. We are
There is
all
no
warned.
there is no such a ruling, Speaker.
Honorable
You cannot
Malema,
generalize.
Honorable Malema, I have to proceed to questions. I now ask the Honorable the President to come to the podium and answer the question of the Honorable, the Leader of the Opposition.
Am I given the order to answer the question?
The Honorable, the President.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I wish to make it categorically clear that I have never instructed or directed any state institution to give contracts to anyone whatsoever. Having said that, the issues raised by the leader of opposition in his question are similar to the issues that were investigated by the public protector in the report entitled State of Capture. I have stated on numerous occasions my intention to establish a commission of inquiry to investigate matters raised in the report. I am pursuing this course. I deem this to be in the public interest and in the cause of good governance and accountability. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honourable Speaker.
The Honorable, the Leader of the Opposition.
Honorable Speaker.
Honorable
Just on a
Carter.
point of order, I didn't want to interrupt the President, okay? But when you said that the first order of the day is for questions, and then there was points of orders, we pushed our buttons. When the President started speaking now, the buttons were cleared. So I'm saying, for fairness, for people that didn't see the buttons were cleared again, clear it again before we get to follow-up questions. Because we cannot, after you have called for order of the day, the first one, we pushed our buttons, our lights were on, while President was speaking, the lights were off.
Can we just check that? What's happening with the list? I see my own screen is clear.
In the meantime, angahlala phansi ubaba kaDuduzane whilst we are getting those things very cleared. Madam Speaker, ungamtshela ahlale phansi.
Awuhlale phansi wena. Yes. Can I just, for clarity's sake, announce the names? Is the Honorable, the Leader of the Opposition, the Honorable Cebekulu from IFP, the Honorable Sheikh Imam from NFP, the Honorable Mente from EFF. That will be the four. Ms. Carter, Honorable Carter, you are there, but you are right at the bottom.
No, exactly. Do you know why? Because they cleared it.
No,
After
Honorable
you've called for
Carter,
order, but
please take your seat.
Speaker.
The machine does not clear, it just orders
The table is manipulating who is the speakers.
Honorable Carter, please.
I have got witnesses here that it was cleared after the President started speaking. I've got witnesses that know that our lights were on and it was cleared afterwards. It is being manipulated to fit the ANC of which speakers they want to speak.
But there's no ANC here. It's the IFP, NFP, and EFF.
I am saying to you that you are manipulating, the table is manipulating it. It was
Speaker,
cleared
Imam Sheikh is the ANC. It's just that he's sitting this side.
The Honorable, the Leader of the Opposition.
The only way that this is going to be a fair process is if you're going to clear it again.
Honorable Carter, I've heard you. We've heard you. And the table staff have noted the point and will look into it.
But that's not sorting out the problem.
Honorable Carter, there's
fairness,
nothing we can do as the whole plenary here right now.
For fairness of the process, you should reset it and then give everyone an opportunity for the first to push the buttons to be on. But for it to just be switched off and cleared does not work that way.
I can't even hear it.
And I'm sorry, we're not going to, you can throw me out, but unless it is a fair process, we cannot continue.
Honorable Kubisa?
Yes, Madam Speaker. When the name of Honorable Sheikh Imam was called, there was a bit of howling. And then secondly, let it be known that Honorable Sheikh Imam is a member for the National Freedom Party.
Honorable members, the Leader of the Opposition has been recognized.
Honorable Speaker, you have not addressed my point.
I have no way of addressing it in the
Honorable Speaker, have a way.
Honorable Carter.
I have witnesses that after the President started speaking, the table cleared the buttons, the speaking buttons. So for it to be a fair process, then clear everyone and give everyone an opportunity to push the buttons again. That is in all fairness.
Speaker, just remove that Imam Sheikh because it's very, very, very useless. Yeah. And then put her.
But you have made exception for Babaga Tutuzane to speak. Make exception for Carter as well.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
Speaker.
Honorable Carter, we have noted your point. And Mr. Kaso here, who heads the table, is looking into it with his colleagues. But he is saying to me, yes, when we were listening to points of order, we were dealing with that. We were not yet at the point of supplementary questions. And so whatever you're complaining about will be followed up by the team under Mr. Kaso.
Speaker, I do not agree with him for the single reason.
Can we then not waste the time of the House?
Well then,
we have already wasted a lot of time of the House. I appeal to you, please, just to then deal with it in the office of the Secretary to the National Assembly.
So should I deal with the President outside the door too?
With the Secretary of the National Assembly.
Chair,
Mr.
Speaker, does that mean we need to deal with the President outside too?
No.
Well, exactly. So the only fair process would be to reset all the buttons. What is that? That's got to be no problem.
Go and tell Mr. Kaso.
No, you are the Speaker.
No.
You are
I am not Mr. Kaso. I don't deal with the machines. He deals with it.
Yeah, we seem to forget that you're the Speaker of the ANC.
Honorable Speaker.
I have
on a
now.
point of order.
I have
Speaker,
really,
you can't refer us
Honorable
to Kaso.
Speaker.
Honorable Speaker, you can't refer us to Kaso. This thing of buttons is rules. It allows you to determine fairness.
I'm not talking to you, Honorable Bruce.
But I'm talking to you,
No,
Honorable
take your
Speaker.
seat. Take
but
your
don't
seat.
refer the House to Kaso. You are out of order.
No.
Who is Kaso, by the way?
If you want to get
Okay,
into
who is
the
Kaso?
details of
Who
the
elected
buttons,
Kaso?
then she will deal with Mr. Kaso.
Speaker.
No point of order.
Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Maseko at the back stood up before you.
It's okay, Speaker, give him the chance. I'll talk after him. It's okay.
Ngomdala noma ngomncinci.
Hayi ndixakiwe mama mandingakuphendula okwangoku.
Ndicinga uba makuthethe umama.
Hayi ndingamnika andimanye.
Thank you, Speaker. My point of order is to Honorable Hlope, who called Honorable Imam useless. I would ask you, Honorable Speaker, to ask her to withdraw that.
But, Speaker, I was making a point that Imam Sheikh is an ANC useless person in this House. So you can even call Carter instead of him.
Withdraw.
I withdraw.
Okay. Honorable Kwankwa.
Speaker, I understand, I sympathize with you entirely. I understand your predicament that from where you're sitting, you're not able to determine accurately who was first and last on the list and what happened earlier. But then it takes us back to the proposal I made to you on behalf of the United Democratic Movement that we should have access to the queuing system for follow-up questions on our screens. That will address this problem. Not only will it do that, but it will ensure the credibility of the system. It will ensure that there's fairness in the system.
I believe you raised that in the Chief Whip's...
No, in the programming this morning.
In the programming this morning.
Yes, we need to attend.
Now you are upscaling it to this House.
I'm
the House is not in a position to deal with that issue right now. Honorable Kwankwa, khawuhlale phansi.
Mama Ima. We had a similar problem with the DP. It's recurring. That's why it's important for us to discuss it here.
Hlala phansi kaloku sawuphinde sidile nayo loo nto. Masivumele utata uMayimane athe.
Madam Speaker.
Honorable Ndlozi, hlala phansi.
Okay, can I address you, Speaker?
Hlala phansi.
Okay, on a point of order.
Even on a point of order, hlala phansi. Honorable Maimane, please pursue.
Madam Speaker, you are requested to give a ruling as to whether it is parliamentary to call an honorable member here Upudi, when actually you are refusing us to refer to Umlisa Wasenkandla.
Hlala phansi. Wena hlala phansi. Hamba hlala phansi. Honorable Maimane, speak please.
On a point of order, Chair. Speaker, on a
Yes.
point of order.
Yes, Honorable Khatib.
The member of EFF has just called the president Umlisa Wasenkandla. I think that it is not parliamentary. What is supposed to be, must be addressed appropriately. And number two, Speaker, you have made a ruling about referring to the people informally, and they consistently do that again. I think your ruling is final according to Rule 92.11. Thank you.
Hayi mhlamba umazi vele umuntu wesilisa lona. Kanti awuzoma wazi ukuthi umuntu wesilisa lo usenkingeni. Uyamthuka phela manje wena. Usho usitshela ukuthi ayona indoda le. Musukudala ngathi. Hawu, indoda le umlisa lo.
Mina bengicela sisebenze namhlanje.
On a point of order, Speaker. On a point of order. You just called, no. You just called Honorable Kaula Mam Kaula against your own ruling. Be consistent. It's not done. What you are ruling, you know very well that it's wrong.
Honorable
That's why you call Mam Kaula Mam Kaula. That's why we will call him.
Take your seat.
Baba Waka Dudu.
Please take your seat. Honorable Maimane, please ask your supplementary question.
Thank you very much. I would have really hoped that the motion of confidence would have succeeded. And members from that side, in fact, some agree with us that the president must be removed. I am here to speak about this double speak. You, in your response, you say a judicial commission of inquiry you are willing to set up, but in fact you are opposing it in court. That's not my question. In your State of Nkandla report, the Secure and Comfort, you said you have a bond, but in fact none of that has been proven. I want to get to this question because the trend is continuing. You are saying in the same question, you've never done so. Yet there is an affidavit tabled by Mr. Brent Simons that has come through. He says he was present at meetings where you requested for relatives that you know to be given particular contracts. Now, clarify for us, who is lying to South Africa? Is it Mr. Simons? And if he is lying, are you going to take legal action against him? Or are you, in fact, Mr. President, misleading South Africans about not helping your family members to get contracts in the state?
The Honorable the President.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I have answered the question. I've never done such a thing.
Order, honorable members, order.
You have my answer, honorable member.
The Honorable
Madam Speaker.
Honorable Steenhuisen, on what point are you rising now?
On Rule 91, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the Honourable Maimani asked the President a specific question. He said that if Mr. Simons is lying, as the President is now alleging in this public forum, is he going to take legal action against him? That was a clear question the President must answer.
The Honorable the President.
I've answered the question.
The Honorable,
This one you're going to answer.
Kulu.
Madam Speaker.
You have not been recognized. You have not been recognized. Honorable Kulu has been recognized.
Madam Speaker.
Honorable Kulu.
Madam Speaker.
Honorable Steenhuisen, please allow me to
No, Madam
proceed.
Speaker, you're moving on though. That's the problem. And that's why, you know, people like this come to the House and disrupt the House because the President frustrates the process. The President answered the questions. We wouldn't perhaps have all the drama in the House every time. People get frustrated because the President won't answer. It was a simple question. If Mr. Simons is lying, will the President take legal action against him? You did not answer that with respect, sir. You did not answer that in your question at all. And you must answer.
No.
Otherwise, Madam Speaker, this is a sham. We might as well pack it up, not go through this drama and all go home if this is a sham. He must answer the question. Otherwise, this House is failing in its duty.
Honorable members, may I proceed to ask the Honorable Kulu to ask his supplementary question?
Chair.
Madam Speaker, you are disrupting the House. With due respect, we wish to assist you as we used to do before. With due respect, Madam Speaker, I request for your indulgence on a point of order against you. You are not going to call the next supplementary question, Madam Speaker. That you can be assured of. Allow us to speak to you. Please,
so I'm going to take instruction from you that I must not call the next supplementary question. I'm calling the Honorable Tsebekulu.
Madam Speaker.
Honorable Speaker, on a point of order. On a point of order.
Honorable members, what do you want us to do?
Yes,
the Honorable
listen, he must answer the question.
The Honorable President.
Answer the question. He must answer the question. He must answer the question.
Oh. Yeah, Shaggy says.
He must answer the questions.
Madam Speaker.
Honorable members, order. This has been said before and I'm going to repeat it. It is not possible for the chair to prescribe to the executive how they should respond to questions from members. If a member is dissatisfied with a reply, there are processes available for them to obtain to get further information in line with their oversight responsibility. I believe, honorable members, that members of the executive should use the opportunity provided by question time to provide the House with as much information as possible to assist members in exercising their oversight function. But the chair cannot put words in the mouth of the member of the executive.
Speaker, let me assist
and
you.
So, no, Honorable Malema, I don't need assistance.
You need assistance.
No, I don't.
Speaker, if there are no words coming out of the mouth of an executive, you are going to have to make him to take words out of his mouth.
No,
he's not saying
Malema,
anything.
Honorable Malema.
So what is the purpose of this?
Please take your seat. I wish to proceed to Honorable Tsebekulu.
Madam Speaker.
Honorable Stenezen, please.
May I please address
cooperate with me?
Why can't I would love to cooperate with you. I really want to. But may I just address you in terms of Rule 26(4) of the NA rules? Madam Speaker, your job as a Speaker is to make sure that the rules are applied and to ensure the participation of members of all parties. It's not that we're not happy with the response. We're complaining about the lack of response. The President didn't answer. It's not that we're unhappy with what he said. He's refusing to answer the question. So it was a clear... Madam Speaker, please crack your whip and get the President to answer the question. That's why you're there. You've got to put this institution before this man.
Honorable
this
President
institution
has
must hold him
answered
accountable. He has
in
not.
the manner he has answered,
the question,
and there is not anything I will be able to do.
Speaker. You can compel
about
him
that.
to answer the question.
Honorable Kwankwa, cela uhlale phansi.
You can compel him to answer the question, Madam Speaker.
Hlala phansi.
You can compel him. It's in your right to do so.
Uyamosha, President. Uyamosha, Mama.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Speaker, can we be recognized?
I'd like to make a proposal, Speaker, if I may.
What
Maybe the leader of the official opposition should put the question to the President again. It's possible that he didn't hear it, but we cannot allow the President to treat Parliament with disdain like he's doing. It's completely unacceptable. This is the attitude that you see in most members of the executive who refuse to answer questions or absent themselves when we deliver member statements in this House. They are taking cue from the President.
Honorable Kwangu. I'm not doing that. I'm asking Honorable Tsebekulu, who is the next
Speaker,
person.
Honorable Speaker. This is what we went through when we were trying to hold him accountable.
I have not recognized you.
No,
so please
because I've been
take your seat.
for a long time and you haven't
Please take your
recognized me.
seat. Please take your seat. Babu Shenge.
A request from me, because when members are answering questions, when all this is going on, Can I plead that the President be allowed to sit down, please?
Yes.
Not, I don't need your assistance. Can I request that he be allowed? He's still the head of state, whether we like him or not. You know, for him to stand while all this is going on, I don't think it's right. I'm just pleading for him to be allowed to take a seat while all this is going on.
Actually, there's no problem with the President taking a seat in the meantime. Honorable Tsebekulu, ask your supplementary question.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
No, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Speaker.
We have not received an answer, and we went through the same thing
Honorable
when we were dealing
members,
with the issue of Nkandla.
take your seat,
and
Honorable
you kept covering up.
No,
You
take your
answered
seat.
questions
Honorable
we had to answer.
Tsebekulu
It was a
has the
simple
floor.
question, yes
Honorable
or no.
Speaker.
And we are rendering this parliament absolutely useless if you can't
Seat.
do a basic
Take your
job
seat.
as giving directive to the executive what
Take
he's
your
supposed to do
seat.
and say, answer the question, whether we like it or
Take
not.
your seat,
he's supposed
Honorable
to
member.
say yes or no. He hasn't answered the question.
Can you take your seat?
No, but why are you not doing
Take
your
your
job?
seat.
Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Tsebekulu, please ask your supplementary. No, please ask. Let Honorable Tsebekulu ask his
Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Tlowama, please take your seat.
Honorable
And
Speaker.
let Honorable Tsebekulu.
Honorable Speaker.
Honorable
Why
Leader
are you
of the
allowing the
Opposition, you have
President?
asked your supplementary
No.
question.
I want a point of privilege.
No.
Please,
Honorable
can I
Speaker.
take a point of order? Because this is crucial. I'm not wanting to disrupt the process. I'm not asking for any complication.
You are just complicating my life.
No. When you ask a question, you expect an answer. The question is quite simple. It says someone is lying to South Africa about
We've
the president.
heard the question.
I'm asking if the president is going to take.
We have
Mr.
heard the
Simon
question,
to
and the
court.
president says he has answered
not.
you.
He has not.
So
My
you
right
are not
is suppressed.
satisfied.
On a point
Follow
of order.
that up.
No,
Not
he has
now,
my
not
right
here.
is suppressed.
I'm now asking Honorable
On a
Tsebekulu,
point of order, Speaker.
who has
Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
What's the point of order?
The answer is
the
pretty...
leader of the opposition is actually saying that the president is lying. Is it parliamentary? Please make a ruling on it. And I'm also rising in accordance with rule number 61. That actually states that
Honorable Speaker,
for
on a
now we
point
are
of order.
actually having behavior that's grossly disorderly. The conduct of the opposition in this house is grossly disorderly. And I want to read this rule in conjunction with rule number 92 to say that they are so disorderly. And also 92 says when you've made a ruling, there shouldn't be any point of order that follows your ruling. Whenever you make a ruling, the opposition must comply so that it can actually help us to run business of this house in the same manner. I thank you.
Honorable Speaker. Honorable member,
Honorable
you might have interpreted it that way, but he did not actually say it. And therefore, I want to proceed to Honorable Tsebekulu and ask Honorable
Speaker.
Kata,
No,
Honorable
Honorable
Kata
Speaker.
and Honorable Tlowama. I'm
Speaker.
asking you both to take your seats and Honorable
Speaker.
Allow us to deal with the
Honorable
president.
Speaker.
Honorable Tlowama, take your seat. Honorable Kata, take
Honorable
your seat.
Speaker, you ignored us, but you take
Honorable
ANC
Speaker,
that is
just
right
tell
on
the
a point
president
of
to
order.
answer that
But we
question
can say
first.
you
You
ran
can't
before
both
the
talk at the
ANC.
same time.
Why
You
did you
can't.
again recognize the
You can't
ANC who
both
came
talk at the same
after
time. And
me
Honorable
after
Kata,
Tlowama?
take your seat.
No, I'm not.
Honorable
You want to
Speaker.
rather leave the house?
Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Speaker, I have been standing on a point
I
of order
will
and
switch
you
your
have to
mic off,
recognize
Honorable
me.
Kata. I'm switching your mic off because you don't want to cooperate. Honorable Tsebekulu, ask your supplementary question.
Madam
Or
Speaker.
mine as well as off.
Madam
Honorable
Speaker.
Speaker.
Madam Speaker?
Honourable Speaker.
Madam Speaker, I haven't raised on a point of order all day yet.
No.
Can you please recognize me?
No.
Rule 91.
Honourable members, we've
Madam
wasted
Speaker.
an hour now.
Honourable Speaker, it's not
I'm
us.
not allowing it.
Madam
I'm
Speaker,
taking Honourable Kebekulu's follow-up question.
Constitution
Honourable Speaker,
compels
can you
us
recognize
to
me,
hold the
please?
executive to account.
Honourable Kebekulu.
If anybody's giving you a hard time, Madam Speaker, it's the President, by once again disregarding and trampling
Honourable
the
Waters,
Constitution.
please take your
I'm
seat.
rising on a point of order.
No,
Rule 91.
I'm not
You have
taking
to
your point of
recognise me.
order. I
You
told
have
you.
to. No,
I
you've
told
got
you
to.
I'm not taking any
You've
more
got to
points of
recognise
order.
me, Chair. The
Ask your
chairperson-
question, Honourable
The
Kebekulu.
President claims that he's answered the question. However, Madam Speaker,
Honourable
the
Honourable
follow-up
Waters.
question, the follow-up
Honourable Speaker, you did not give any warning for switching that mic off.
The follow-up question was different. So the President could not have actually answered. Hello? So
Honourable Speaker.
The follow-up question was different. Hello?
Madam
Therefore,
Speaker.
the follow-up question could not have been answered because it was different to the original one that's in the question paper, Madam Speaker. The question was, will the President take legal action against Mr. Sims, who has claimed in an affidavit that the President did indeed put pressure on officials to give contracts to his family members? And the President has not answered the question. It's a simple yes or no, and you are not doing your constitutional obligations by forcing him to answer the question.
Order. Order, honourable members.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honourable President, given that there has been such a great deal, given that there's been such a